Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLuga. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Thursday, August 29th. Got a quick video for y'all. The Jaguars have filled out their practice squad. We talked about 14 signings to the practice squad yesterday. The Jaguars filled out the remainder of the practice squad. So they have 16 players now, and they have their international pathway player. Patrick Murtaugh obviously suffered a pretty devastating ankle injury. He was their international pathway player at tight end. So they've signed another guy to the international pathways roster spot that they have, and they've signed the final 2 practice squad guys for the normal practice squad. So completely filled out roster now when you look at the 53, the practice squad, international pathways. We're going to get into it here. So they signed safety Matthew Jackson from the Tennessee Titans. And in my estimation, this is probably a guy. He's a young guy, 2 years in the league, undrafted free agent in 2023. So really this going into his second year. Did a lot of special teams work for the Titans in preseason. And so I expect this to be kind of a guy they bring in. They try to develop a little bit at the back end at safety, but also somebody who they can develop as a special teamer who can compete for the team in that role long term down the road. Somebody who I think participated in every phase of special teams for the Titans this preseason. So that's valuable. And we heard from Heath Farwell earlier today. I think the Jaguars put an emphasis on special teams with their roster construction, with their practice squad. Back into the roster, if you're going to make it, you got to play special teams. A lot of the practice squad guys, same thing. And then this other international pathway player that they brought in, Louis Reese-Zammit from Kansas City Chiefs, former rugby player as well. I don't think he's ready to compete or really get on the field from an offensive standpoint at running back, just looking at what he did in the preseason, but he can do some things on special teams. He can kick. He can absolutely run down and cover kicks. So, and he participated in, 4 different areas of special teams for the Chiefs. So the Jaguars bring him in as their international pathway player and replace Patrick Murtaugh, who was the guy earlier this season. Obviously, again, the ankle injury. So another player, I'm guessing Heath Farwell is pretty excited about getting on the practice squad, seeing what he can do as a potential long-term core special teamer. We'll see if either of these guys are able to kind of carve out that role for themselves throughout practice during the 2024 season and maybe compete for a roster spot in 2025. And then offensive lineman Blake Hance. This is somebody who I thought would be back on the practice squad after not making the team. He wasn't on that initial list of the 14 players they signed to their practice squad, but he is back here in Duval, and he's a player that they had to rely on last year in different capacities. They like his versatility. They like what he brings to the team. They're comfortable with him as, down the roster depth and practice squad depth. So I completely get that. Again, I basically look at the first 2, Matthew Jackson, Louis Reese-Zammit, as prospective special teamers and guys that maybe can long-term compete for the roster. And then Blake Hance as just kind of that insurance policy at offensive line who has played tackle and guard for them. So yeah, just wanted to give you all a quick update on those guys. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Y'all have a good one.